Magamala negawangula, it's just a matter of time. So ekintu tuli ku mazima, corruption exists. Mazima. So tuwaba bamalamu amaanyi ne mulaba nti babakutte baba batukoze eki babasibye ne bagezaako ekino ekintu okukifula nti kyabumenyi bw'amateeka. No, njagala mumbulire mu baganda baffe be bakwata teeka ki bwe babasibira wali walimanyi era misango gye babateekako nti emisango gya kwekalakaasa. No, ebisango bye babateekako byonna bijingirire, public nuisance, bintu bwe bityo. Emisango egitakyalina mu article gye bajjedda mu article z'amateeka mu Uganda, emisango ekkooti egimu gye baatadde ku baana baffe tegiriyo, they don't exist. Naye olwokubanga bo bagezaako okwagala okujustifyinga n'okulaga nti ekintu ekikolebwa kya bumenyi bw'amateeka, naye ng'abali enguzi, ekyenguzi tebakyogerako, wabula they keep on justifying it. So kati ekyo kibalaga nti tuli watuufu era tewali any criminal offense gye tukola abeekalakaasa. So kakati self love ng'omulamwa bwe guli, mumanyi ensonga lwaki ensi ezisinga zirina mu constitution yaazo akawaayiro akagamba nti omuntu yenna okubeera pulezidenti w'eggwanga alina okuba nga muzaale wa mu nsi eyo. Ekyo mukimanyi? Omuntu yenna okuba nga n'okwesembereza ku ballot paper olina okuba nga birth certificate yo eraga nti baakuzaala mu nsi eyo, nti kitegeeza oli munnansi omujjuvu. So kakati njagala mbabuulire, nze ndi refugee mu Bungereza, ndi mu diaspora. Najja wano mu 2007 almost ebbanga lyange almost half of my age ndimaze wano Bungereza. Naye njagala mbabuulire, ndowooza Uganda, ebirowoozo byange byonna biri Uganda kubanga gye banzaala ye waka. Birth certificate yange gamba ndi munna Uganda, banzaalira Nsambya hospital. Mukitegeera? Kati buli kalungi konna ke ndowooza wano okukola nkalowooleza nsi yange Uganda. Buli kalungi ke ndaba wano e Bungereza, buli kantu konna ke ndaba kalungi nkabira mange waka Uganda gye ndowooza. Kakati ekyo nammwe mukiteeke mu muntu atufuga oba abantu abatufuga. Ekyokusooka si bazaaliranwa ba nsi yaffe. Birth certificates zaabwe zirina gye ziraga gye baabazaalira, nabo bajjanga ba refugees mu Uganda. Ekyo ekitegeeza nti nabo ebirowoozo byabwe birina gye biri, nabo buli ke bakola akalungi balina gye bakaagaliza gye baava. Omulaba gye baava wakulaakulana temumanyi hawo. Nga naffe bwe tuli wano ne tukuba ekyeyo n'oweereza ensimbi e Uganda n'ozimba golofa e Uganda nga buli kimu opulaninga nti one day one time ogenda kuddayo Uganda olukyalinge. Mwanne naffe wano tugambye nti ye ayagala bamuziike Uganda oba abaana abazaalidde wano be balimanya, balijja amalango ne bagalima e Uganda ne balinnya ennyonyi. Ekyo bakiyita love. Ewaka waba waka. Kati ne bana abatufuga nabo balina ewaka waabwe. Uganda bali ku kyeyo, bajja ku kyeyo. Era njagala mbabuulire, tebasobola kufuna self love, tebasobola kufuna love ya ggwanga n'abagiri mu Uganda. Kyova olaba ebikyago bituukawo, abantu baffe ne bafa, kasasiro n'ababikka. Omukazi prime minister najja n'alinnya ku kasasiro nga wansi waliyo emirambo gy'abaganda baffe, naye n'atandika okuseka n'okumookinga nti ebitaka bibyo bigenda bagwira mu dduke, n'amookinga abafu ng'ayimiridde ku kasasiro, which was due to corruption. Gwe tuli wano gwe tulwanyisa. Singa if it wasn't for corruption n'abantu baffe abo tebandifudde, but it's because of corruption we lost more than 500 Ugandans, abamu nga tebajja na kuddayo kulabikako. That's because bano abantu abatufuga tebalina love for Uganda. Bakutte vice president ne bamuweereza ku neighborhood okugenda mu bikujjuko, ne bakwata mutabani waabwe ne bamuweereza ku neighborhood, ne bakozesa chata y'ennyonyi yaffe, bakozesa taxpayers sente zaffe okugenda ku neighborhood mu bikujjuko eby'amasanyu, nga banna Uganda abasoba mu 5 batokomose bali wansi mu kasasiro kazambi. Ekyo kitegeeza bano abantu tebaagalangako Uganda. Eggwanga eddanga okuba nti lifunye disaster bwekyo naye ne fulaga zaaliyo ne bendera ne bataziteeka ku half mast. Ekyo kitegeeza bano abantu tebalina interest mu bulamu bw'abana Uganda. They don't love Ugandans. They don't value Ugandan lives. Mwe babalabanga bisasiro. Uganda bagirabanga their own property. That's love, self-love. Teri wo tebagirina because they are not Ugandans, as simple as that. They are not Ugandans. Waliwo ensonga nene nnyo bwaki constitution yekyogera kati nti omuntu okuyimirira ku ballot paper n'okulondebwa alina okubanga muzaale wansi eyo. I think ne constitution yaffe ekyo ekintu ekirina akawaayiro ako ekalina naye bwakubanga atufuga yajja n'amaanyi yajja na mundu. Ekitegeera? So kakati mulina okukimanya nti olutalo lwe tulwana lutalo lunene. Lutalo lunene kyova olaba nalwo lulwana, nabo balwana. Kakati bwaba kyazanyisa magnitude ya corruption n'olutalo lwe tuliko nti ddala tuli ku kituufu it's a noble cause. Era buli muntu gy'alina okwenyigiramu regardless oba oli wa kibiina ki oba oli waawa. Njagala mbazeeyo emabega. Omukyala Jennifer Musisi eyali nankulu wa KCCA omukyalo oyo yali mukyala mulokolera nga asabira ku watoto. Omukyalo oyo yalina amazima newankubadde naye yalinamu flows ze, naye sinduulirangayo sikando gye yali yenyigiddemu nti yabba ssente, nti oba yabulankanya ssente mu piriyodi ye gye yalinga nankulu. Omukyalo oyo nafunako ku time nenjogerako nembeerako around we yali ng'alina be yali anyumya nabo. Omukyalo oyo KCCA yakolanga budget nga bagiyisa mu parliament ne bagiwa budget, naye nga omukyalo oyo aba yakola da plan nga bakola da plan biki bye balina okukola mu financial year, biki bye balina okukola bye balina okutereeza mu Kampala, nga sente olugwa ku account bwezi tibekapa ng'enkeera azisaasaanya with immediate effect nga zigabanyamu mu buli kimu kye balina okukola nga bwe bakipulaninga. Kati bano abasajja balina omuze bwe bakuwa ssente ate bajja enkeera ne bazinona ne batugamba kwezo ze twakuwadde twagalako bwe ziti. Tobabuuza, toyina toba questioninga, bw'otandika okubabuuza oba n'otandika okulemerako ng'ofa blood clot oba nga bakuba amasasi. Jennifer Musisi ekisanja kye time gye yaliko gye bw'atyo bwe yakola ng'essente olugwako bwe bati ng'azigabanya nga zikola bye zirina okukola. Bano bagenda okujja okumusaba ssente nga bawabuwe accountability nti ssente zakoze kino na kino na kino teziriiwo. Jennifer Musisi ne bamutiisatiisa okutandika okumutta, ne bamutiisatiisa ne batandika okufuna threats mpaka omukazi bwe yaresigninga nga ye tasobola kulya nguzi, tasobola kubba ssente, n'adduka ne mu Uganda. Kintu ekyo kyabanyiiza nnyo. Era Jennifer Musisi teyalina security ng'ono omukazi aliko essaawa zino gy'alina, olw'ensonga Jennifer Musisi yali apinga ebintu bye baali bamugamba eby'okwenyigira mu kulya enguzi n'okubba ssente, okubulankanya ssente ezirina okukola bye zirina okukola. Kaakati ono aliko essaawa zino, n'ensonga lwaki essaawa zino teyasobola na kuresigninga, teyasobola na kuvaayo n'awa n'akola press conference ku kintu ekyabaddewo, which is a human error. KCCA gye yakoze eyafiiriddemu abantu baffe, it's because enguzi ssente ze bamuwa azibulankanya n'azizaayo ne baziryanga enguzi ne bazirya, naye kennyini ne bamuwaako omutemwa gwe, tezikola bye zirina kukola. Era y'ensonga lwaki tewali asobola kuvaayo omuvunaana, era y'ensonga lwaki alina security y'amaanyi n'okumutuukako actually kizibu nnyo. It's because of corruption. Kaakati oli ajja kuŋŋamba nti bino biyingiriramu wa? My dear, mu nsi zino ze tulimu ezaakula, buli kibuga kirina recycling centers ezitasukka ndowooza eziwera ne 10 n'omusobyo. Nina live gye nabaddeko ku TikTok ne mbagamba banteeke ku video ne mbatwala ku 2 of recycling centers eziri mu kibuga kye ndimu, just 2 of them, naye nga ne size yazo teweza even half a acre. Ndowooza ekinene ennyo ng'eri 50 by 100, ennene ng'eriwa ku 100 by 100 recycling centers. Ne mbalaga nga bwe zibeera, ne mbalaga nga bwe zikola live, ate nga tekostinga na ssente ziwera ndowooza billion namba okugiteekawo, $billion oba I think Uganda billion shillings recycling center emu nga teziwera, sikiwa nti ziwera. Kaakati njagala mbabuuze, mwe mulowooza nti emyaka 10 egiyise mpaka kati bano abantu abatufuga tebatambula mu nsi zino kulaba ngeri gye baoperatingamu, tebafunanga suggestion mu bannayuganda abaagala okukola recycling centers ezo privately ne babalemesa bulemesa? Era mwagala okuŋŋamba nti Uganda terina ssente zisobola kuzimba recycling centers okwewala ekyo ekyabaddewo, disaster gye yabaddewo? Mwe mulowooza KCCA eyabadde terina ssente zisobola kuzimba recycling center okukendeeza kasasiro oyo era bagabe n'emirimu products baddemu bazikozese bazitunde okukendeeza kasasiro oyo ne pollution disaster ye yabaddewo? Kisoboka. Naye mwe mulowooza lwaki nti tebakola bye balina kukola? It's because of corruption. So kaakati njagala nze mbabuulire baganda bange, waliwo abavubuka bano abaali ba the twins babeera wano bawangalira wano Bungereza mu London, the twins abayimbi oba be bayita Baganda Boys, balina organization, charitable organization, it's I think Buganda something, Buganda oba Buganda Foundation, yeah. Bagenda mu 2016 ne batwala proposal mu gavumenti, bamiitinga ne Museveni abavubuka bano ne bawa Museveni proposal ey'okugettinga rid of kasasiro mu Kampala yenna, nga balina musiga nsimbi muzungu wano Mungereza nga ali ready okuteeka ssente mu project eyo no, nga bagenda kugeneratinga amasannyalaze gayambe eggwanga mu kasasiro w'omu Kampala. Naye Museveni n'awa order mbu n'abawa ebbaluwa n'awa order abavunaanyizibwa mbu naye abavubuka bagamba nti baabalemesa ekintu baakiremesa, ate bo bennyini nga baagala ate kulya ssente mu investor gwe baali batutte omuzungu eyali ayagala okuteekawo projekiti eyo. Kyokka ekintu kyali kigenda kuyamba bannayuganda, kikendeeza kasasiro ate nga kyali kiproducinga amasannyalaze, nga kigenda kuproducinga amasannyalaze n'okugaba emirimu mu bannayuganda. Abasajja baakiremesa era omuzungu n'agamba sirabanga abantu basiru nga bano, n'agamba ketujja genda mu nsi endala projekiti ngitwale mu nsi endala. So singa ekintu ekyo baakikola mu 2015-16 osanga bano abantu baffe tebandifudde essaawa zino. So kaakati omuntu bw'aba nga alwanyisa corruption, ffenna kimanye nti tuli ku a noble cause. Tewaba omuntu ajja n'akubuzaabuza wano nti mwogera bwogezi, n'aleeta ebya accountability, n'aleeta ebya ssente simanya zisondwa, mwasonda ssente simanya bikola bitya, oyo yenna bullshit, kasasiro, rubbish. Temuggwaamu maanyi. Omuntu yenna ali ku mazima awangula ne bwe buli baddi. Mbabuulira, this will not go in vain. Luno olutalo tujja duwangula n'ebibala tutandise obbirabako mpola mpola, abaggwaamu amaanyi tugende mu maaso, n'abeekalakaasa n'abasonda ssente mugende mu maaso n'okusonda. Kuba tuzeetaaga. Kino kigenda kigejja, kigenda kikula. Oyagala ganda tujja kumalako one day, one time. Mwebale nnyo okumpuliriza. I beg to submit. Bwe mba ninawe njogedde awayitidde ye musobola okumpa bulamu bannange.
Okay, Ivan, thank you so much for your submission. Actually, we get to our private Abaganda boys, but I was also on TikTok yesterday. I can't record the account. Nagamba, they have a private company. Nagamba, the previous 1 year, they have been hustling with KCCA. Gabaga kasasiro. Neba mubama. Tio kasasiro wafe. Neba mubama. Completely. Kasasiro wawe. So, I think that, to be honest, there must have been initiatives for that, But where was the will? When the government yenyini ngabo chogede, kale tuve kubyaba private companies and things. Okay? Tujja ku government yenyini singa centers of, if there was no corruption, singa tebaziba. Singa waliwo gundi recycling center, singa kasasa basobola kubanga kati aba Uganda kasasa kwe bakunganya ava mu Kampala. They don't collect kasasa from even cities within Kampala board. They are collecting kasasa from those places. Together. So it's not like in these countries. Here they collect kasasa from every corner, the whole country. Over justice, regional, over whenever they collect kasasa. Kampala. Anyway, kale tugende maso nenga all these people I don't want anybody to lose focus. We are doing all this. The topic is self-love. We have to know what we are fighting for. We are worthy. Zekambabu yete omuntu kyasoko kujjako nga yagala okuteeka wansi nnyo is your image and self confidence. Ekitegeera nakuteeka ku level nti you are questioning nti nange nkyali muntu nange afiira mu kasasiro nkyali muntu nti okitegeera nakuteeka ku eyo level n'atakufaako kati ng'abantu b'ekiteesi bwe bataba bafuddeko wadde nti up to today tewali president wa ggwanga tanaana kulinnyayokko wadde ne prime minister yagenze yakomye 5 kilometers away n'abayita mujje musinkana eno, meaning it's like they are doing a favor okugendayo. Ekitegeera so n'osigala ng'owulira you're not worthy. To be honest, abantu b'ekiteesi they are worthy. They are human beings. They are worthy of anybody's attention or time. I don't think they feel that way. So again, in this fight against corruption, okay, in this march to parliament, we have to know we are worthy to fight for working healthcare system. Because when we stop corruption, we can get all these things. Okay? We can have function our road system, our basics, the things that we need every day. And we have to know, we have to have that self-conviction, that which comes from self-love. We are worthy. We have to inner value. We have to know that. That's the only way to get moving forward. You know, these small wins, the challenges that come, just get a main completely. There's good Jacob. In the valley. I've given up. Because you know where you are going. You know the causes you are fighting for. You really valid and very legit. So tumanyi je tuvana je tugenda tujja kubira ku frontline tetuvaako kisegede. Okay, who's next? Next. I think we'll have Gideon, and then we have Fresh Bab. Is that Fresh? Yeah, Fresh Baba. Okay, like that. To Sankana Gideon, then. No. Sorry, before Gideon, M Culture. I think you are number one. Yeah, sorry about that, Gideon. M Culture and then Gideon. Because I think M Culture has been waiting for quite some time, okay? All right, M Culture, are you there?
Yeah, hello. Good morning to every Ugandan and friends to Uganda. But I'm sitting right now. Mine is just a word of encouragement. Not to be here from the Kitezi tragic incident that happened. To work some self-reflection. We're talking about self-love. But again, if the people that are in those offices, I mean, we sit down and go interview and all. But if people in those offices can't execute, Baba Sasula, almost no one has complained about salary delay in that office, I'm sure. They have their salary on time. They report to work Monday. Sometimes they even leave office on Wednesday and they go back. But you see an internal memo and you fail to work on it and you come out and tell people to vacate. We just lost people. We are, man, I don't know. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating because you can't say that someone's life or someone who lost I saw a young man who lost a family, a young girl around 24 years and a little baby in that garbage. She survived. We can't, I don't know. Kino ekintu kirina ottuluma nnyo kuba omuntu ali mu your office tayagala kubeera mu your office. This is negligence of the highest order. If our journalists can't ask the actual question, why are you still in power? Why are you still doing this? If you can't execute, it's a JD. You have things to do for this country. You have things to do for the city. If you can't perform the basics, you better leave. You better leave. You can't say someone's life is worth 5 million, 1 million. What is that going to do? You're telling people to shift to where? That is what they know. To shift where? But people are in school, they're just coming back, and you're telling them their parents are buried in that garbage, not disinburied, in garbage. I feel like Batumani Tenyonga Bana Uganda, this is pure humiliation, I must say. I'm very disgusted by whoever knew it and did not act. I don't know why they're still in office, honestly. The Simaina Kumanya. I think this is a trigger. Robert Tuesday, there's someone who had just relocated from where they just evicted people. You come back to another disaster. You're going to suffer the same thing, the same exploitation. Yeah, you're not living hope for anyone. You're frustrating everyone. Frustrating what's that? Where's the duty of care? People should be held accountable. We have lost lives. I know those numbers could even be underdeclared because the Bagala was in Uganda. But remember, this is in Central. We all remember what happened in Kasese. I think everyone was alive to that incident. We all remember what happened in 2020. These are triggers. These are Ugandans. And then you're giving them money as compensation. That compensation is someone's, if you're working 20 hours abroad, that is what you're worth in a month. That's what you can get, almost slightly. But you can't say that someone who has lost an adult, a young kid, you've taken away a future, you've taken away a Ugandan. That is productivity. You're not utilizing people. But volunteering, you've seen an internal memo where you volunteer, not to say you're saying you didn't have money. Where is the money? People pay taxes. Mbera wali Rubaga division mutwale ebiri owakasasiro tajja kuosa. By the way, wasas waberanga yagala kubanja sente tajja kuosa. The guy will come to your house, whether you have 20k, whether you don't, he'll ask for it. If you don't have it, he'll just pass. You stay with your kasasiro. And then we also face people who live around Rubaga. We also face a problem of people dump stuff at your residence. What's the cause of that? So you wake up in the morning, you're seeing matoke peelings, you're seeing diapers, you're seeing pads, you're seeing, this is disgusting. You're paying taxes, KCCA. We are paying taxes. But landlord, frustrating safe corridor. They should think about some of our parents have been gentlemen. They believe in speech because these people are land. Baba sponsoring, and thinking Obote's regime, previous regime sponsored these people to go study engineering, Oba doctor, Baba pilot. But now those people were frustrated. Okay? They went and dialogued with a stupid man that is tossing them around, even up to now. The pension is away. Banabagamba safe corridor. How many times have you seen a safe corridor work in this Uganda? Let's not pretend like these things are new to us. This is a sequence. This should trigger everyone. It should trigger kola chokola. Because if this person who is fighting about 34 million, what about Puga's 500 million? What did Puga really do to get that money? People have died in Chitezi. People are dying in hospitals all across the country, by the way. Across the country. Muraza abantu temuina dagala. Muzee ayinzokera kumachani muzee 5 o'clock. What are you going to do? You don't have money. Why? Yeah. Okay, this taxes. I wish they did the same for services. We wouldn't be complaining. In fact, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be minding them. Na ye nakatono ne mukajjako omuntu struggling okufuna a basic lunch. Ne 5 kinds of tazifuna lero. I'm honestly very disappointed. I won't take much of your time. Thank you so much, Florence, for holding it down. Good girl, everyone who's here. Thank you so much, everyone. Keep pushing. We shall talk. If someone can't talk, we shall talk. Because we are very hurt people. In our small circles everywhere, in church, we shall go there. We shall put on those teas. mujja kwa t-shirt zaffe naye mujja tuyita babisaati ng'eya balamu naye yaffe ejja kubeerako stop corruption mujja twetamwa ate tujja zikola mu different colors paka we mutegeera ensonga eno etuluma tujja genda ku street tukwate ebipiira tukole ki we are coming out with placards you have to respect people bantu bano balina emirimu bantu bano balumirizibwa the conditions you pay taxes you don't get shit mukoleko bare minimum abali ku NRM wano you're supporting a regime bare minimum wadde kasabuni come on man.
Thank you, Encourager. Thank you so much. You get the like numbers being underestimated in states. One of your posts, I don't know who had posted it. I've been seeing so many posts. Nayenga, the message was, Chitezi landfill, there are many people who are going there to collect it, to get, correct recyclable bottles, maybe cheap, maybe by scrap or maybe into private companies, but most of those people are actually not living around there. So they come in, never tango collecting collecting all those anything useful they could find. So on that day, they estimate that now those people they start to account for them because now they are accounting for people who are living around. What about those people who come in like that or collecting even from other places? So definitely there is underestimation and they have no way of actually knowing the exact number of people that might have been buried by that landfill. So yes, Ugandans, we are worthy, and we should keep going forward. And part of self-love, okay, is taking action and saying no to things that don't work for us. Now, if KCCA is not working for us, if what they are doing is actually not working for us, which is exactly what they are doing, part of self-love is taking action and saying no. The question is up to us. How do we do that? Right? So, Gideon, you're next in line. Unmute and speak to us if you're still there.
Thank you, Florence. I'll need to confirm if I'm audible.
Oh, you're very audible. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Florence, for hosting the space. The other two co-hosts, the people who spoke earlier, and the listeners. Now, something I want to relate the struggle against corruption and against all the poor governance and everything to is church. When you go to church, people come to church because of different motives. We know that the right motive for one to go to a place of worship should be not to pray. You're either thanking God for something He has done for you, or you're praying for something. But you realize that people go to church for different motives. There is someone who will come to church because there's a beautiful girl in the choir that they are crushing on. So that is the reason they are in church. But you'll see them praise, you see them clap, you see them sing. They will even give offertory and the tithe. But they have been hitting on this beautiful girl for some time, and they realize this girl goes to the church choir, and they are in church because of that. There is someone who will come to church because they bought a new suit or a new dress, and they want people to see it. That's why they are in church. There is someone who will come to church because they have been squeezed by the situation to the wall. Embeera emususeeko najja n'ayingira mu church era embeera olumala otereera toddamu mulaba mu church. There is someone who will come to church because there is good music in church. The music w'omu church oyanyumira. And then so many different reasons, so many different motives. But there are those who genuinely come to worship, to do what the Bible says, why you should be in church. There are those who are, unfortunately, apparently, I think they are the least number when you go to churches. So it's more, I relate it to the struggle. Mulugendo lwa struggle, to demand for accountability, to demand for better service delivery, to demand for a corruption-free country. There are people with different motives, and they will come and tag along. There are people who will join the struggle. You go to the streets, they will come and be with you. You host spaces, they will join in. You host a meeting, they will join in, but they have different motives. omu ayagala visa bamugamba nti bw'obeera mu struggle eno n'ogenda ku street camera nezikwata osobola okufuna visa n'ogenda mu US oba UK oba Canada or anywhere ati ye nga kyekyamuleese naye ate agenda kubeera ne placard ng'eriko stop corruption, Anita must resign, everything kati ebweru you will not know nti ye munda mu mutima gwe eyo ye motive ye. Someone will come kuba bamugambye nti amunaye bw'ojja mu struggle waliwo akasente ke basasula abantu tewawulidde president nga abyogera nti basasula abantu sente so you come you will get that money olinga ye motive emuleese. Omulala agenda kujja nga ye bamugambye nti bw'ojja ne weekalakaasa oba n'olaga obutali bumativu eri government ate government yo yegenda okuyita ekuweereze sente kati oyo nga ye naye kyekimuleese ali mu kwetega government nti emuyite ekole ki emuwe sente. Omulala agenda kujja kujoininga protests ne struggle nga atunuulidde kifo kya bukulembeze ayagala kwesimbawo either as a member of parliament or as a councillor or as what agambe nti I have to appease the voters. And then there are people who will come genuinely to speak against what is going on. So struggle ebere mutima gwo. That is the point I want to make. That you will have people even on this space. There's one I've just blocked. Kwali ku space eno simanyo badduse ndozaduse bwalabye ntandise okwogera. They had gone an extra mile of insulting me. And for me, it's even worse because most of these people I know, simanyi abadakola ku space, but these are the people who come to fetch information and go lie. Just like I was very shocked. The president picks information from intelligence that these young people have been paid to come and protest. And then after we have been released, a week after the president has confirmed that that we were paid. Then a week later, after we have been released, they are calling us to ask whether we received money to go and protest. So intelligence esoka kuwayo information, ne confirming, then ne mala ne investigating later. That's really very funny, which is supposed to be the other way around. So the point I wanted to make is, please, struggle ebede mutima gwo. Tuleme kubeera diverted by the elements because it will never stop, never. Tewali lunaku lwe mugenda kubeera mu struggle nga mwena all of you nga muli genuine. That can never happen. You will always have people with different motives and part of their job is to divert you. So what I want to say is ebitalina makulu tetubiwa makulu. We just keep moving. We just keep focused. If you realize that there is someone who was looking for a visa on the way, let that not be the discussion now. Temutandika ate katusoke take your space to discuss ngekuno yabadde anoonya visa, you are wasting time. Obudde bwe mwandibadde mukozesa okubuildinga ku struggle ne mwongera ku etofaali ddala mugenda kubumala nga mubwonoonera kwono eyabadde anoonya visa. When you realize that there is someone who was looking for money or for a car or for something in the struggle, do not waste time on that. That's not the goal. That's not the objective. That's not what we are looking for. We are looking at Anita must resign. We are looking at fighting corruption. Have we achieved that? So kati tutandika ate kudda ku bano petty issues, trivial issues. Tutandika discussing ako to an extent that we even have to host a space. Aren't we wasting time? The good thing is that these people who come with different motives, in the long run, muja kubamanya. Trust me, it will take years. You have seen political figures who have identified with opposition for a long time. You trusted them. You thought they were with you. You thought they were with the struggle. You thought they were for the oppressed people. And after some time, bibabadde bakweka ne bivaayo ne birabika, So you don't even have to fight anyone. You don't have to question anyone. If someone bwabanga zenga ye motive ye ndala teri ku mulamwa gwekyo kyemutambuza, trust me, ajja kulabika. So it's just a humble request that we keep on course, we keep focused, we don't waste time on what doesn't build the struggle. We keep this government in check. We keep speaking. I am proud. I'm very happy. I saw some of our colleagues, the people we arrested with. Some of them were on the streets today, but I think they ran and they didn't give them chance to be arrested again. But they were there. I saw two gentlemen. Betwali nabo mukomera babadde ku streets lero era nga ba emphasizing a issue yawe, and I'm proud of them and I'm happy. There is something that I want to. Of course, it's not new. It's not even news. I even tweeted about it. Engeri bana abantu je baba mu sente, yeah. They launched, when was it? I think like a day, if not yesterday, the other day. They launched 2027 AFCON Secretariat. Secretariat, they launched an office. They are going to have an office. They are going to have 5 brand new cars and a budget. And the person who is chairing or who is leading this secretariat is the Minister for Sports. But what is funny or what is interesting is that this is a minister who has a budget for a ministry, a minister for sports. Naye awulira nti tekimala okukolera wansi wa ministry kubanga sente ayinza obutafuna ngeri gyazibamu kubanga ministry ina procedures ina that bureaucracy. There is a permanent secretary, there is a technical team. They feel like it is not enough or it will not come out well the way they want. So nateekawo secretariat which is independent, nateekawo ne offices, nateekawo ne motoka. I mean, the ministry is there. You have a whole ministry, you're the minister. Ate lwaki weetaaga secretariat yebbali okutegeka AFCON 2027? Why? Lwaki bwe muba mubba at least temwekwekako ne tutamanya lwaki mubba tubalaba ebintu omuntu n'omwana omuto byasobola okureasoninga n'abiraba. Sincerely, secretariat yaki? But it is very clear, you are just saying wali mu ministry tuyinza obutaba bulungi katukoleyo secretariat tube. So the question is, office eno gye mutaddewo, what happens to it after 2027? Emotoka zino ze mwewadde brand new cars zigenda kulagawa after 2027. Eno budget yonna gye mugenda okurunninga after 2027, accountability egenda kubeerawa. And then after doing all that, onosanga abantu bomukiteeza abafiiriddwa abantu baabwe, you're giving them 5 million because apparently government teyina sente. And I just can't speak a lot. I have been sick since I left prison, but I got treatment. I'll be being better. I'll be getting better, and I'm very sure that before the week ends, I'll be back on my feet, and I'll be able to fully now join the struggle again. I'm losing my voice right now. I can't speak very well, but thank you so much for the space. I just thought that I needed to tell people to stay focused and not waste time on trivial issues when they come along as we move on, towards having our country back and having systems that work for all of us. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.
All right, thank you so much for your submission, Gideon. And you're not the first one. Another person commented about it, and for me, I think it's because what will you do? Yeah, this is because they do not expect us to do anything. So why do they have to hide? Like, you really? So it all comes back to us, really. It's because they know in their minds, from what they can see, maybe they see we can't do anything. So that's where we are. Okay? That's where we are. And like I've said before, part of self-love is, taking action and saying no to things that don't work for us. And we have to be ready. We have to, self-love is, your rights, your value, who you are. You love yourself. So nobody is going to come and make you feel worthless, useless, hopeless. That is it. So I deserve a better working health care, and I'm going to get it. It's too much. I do not deserve to be driving on these kind of roads. It's too much. I do not have to walk in Kampala, sit on a rain day with everywhere sewage. Mamas, rainy day in Kampala with sewage. I do not have to. That should not be my capital city. I'm so worthy. I cannot bear with that, and I won't take it, and I'm going to say no, and I'm going to take action. That's it. That's self-love. You are worthy. Even much, you are treated like you are not worthy. Fresh Baba, you are next in line. Then after you, Fresh Baba. After you, I think it will be Sarah and then Mogi. Yes, Fresh Baba.
Thank you, Florence. But I'm a little bit occupied up. Maybe I'll come in later in a short while.
Okay. Actually, yes, Sarah, you can submit. Then after you, Onyango. Onyango has been disturbed by network. Yeah. Sarah, make your submission. Thank you. Are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you. Yeah, very, very good topic. I just wanted to talk about self-love from a different perspective. Usually, we tend to have an image of ourselves and an image of there's the internal image and the external image, and this is on a personal level. So sometimes the world, other people around us, do not see us the way we see ourselves. And in some cases, you'll find that we have to fight a lot to bring out the person that we really are. In that process, there's going to be a lot of internal work, internal talk, and then we're going to bring that to the outside. And once we've done that, we're going to demand for what we believe we deserve. Let's say, for example, in a relationship, we might be in a relationship and you see your partner looks at you a certain way, looks at you like, oh, I picked this girl from the village, she's this, she's that. But meanwhile, in your head, you know that, you know what, despite the fact that I grew up in this small, tiny town or village, I deserve this because I am this, because I am that, because I'm the other. We see our potential selves, which our partner might not see. And in that process, we stand up and we show our partner who we really are once we've gained that confidence to show them who we are. Now, when we bring this to the national level, we Ugandans, we know what we deserve. Meanwhile, the people in power, let's say they're like our partners, we're married or whatever, the people in power look at us differently. And this is why they keep telling us lies. This is why they don't think we deserve good hospitals. This is why they don't think we should drive on good roads. They don't think we should be which we even deserve any explanation. They think they can take money whenever they want, do it whatever they want with it. They think we are stupid. They want us so badly to be stupid. But we know we're not that. We know what we are. We know who we are. And we know what we deserve. And we all, everyone in this space, everyone who is protesting in any whichever way, knows exactly what we envision. We envision a Uganda where we are kind, loving, sharing, and with services that every one of us can reach out to. Now, from that perspective, we sit back collectively and we say, you know what? Because I love myself, I love my neighbor, I love all Ugandans. Like many people have been saying on this space how much they love Ugandans. Dr. Stella put it so well. She made me fall in love with Uganda one more time. So once we look at us from that perspective and we know that we love and we want to share that love, but the leaders are not giving us a chance to, we collectively stand up. We're like, you know what? This is the time we demand this because we deserve it, because we are good people. We are hardworking people. We've worked really hard. But then again, we also contribute to taxes. Again, we do this, we've done the other. We've given our all in this relationship. We're not getting anything back. We want this, or we divorce this relationship. We divorce you. We don't want you. We can get a different partner who is going to treat us the way we deserve, who is going to see the beauty in us, who is going to see the love we have for each other. From that perspective, I feel like we can collectively do a lot. We look at what's happened in Kitezi, right? There's oh gosh, it's so heartbreaking. I've been trying to not to look at it, but then it's very difficult to avoid it. You look at those children, we are all connected with these people. They are our mothers, our sisters, our brothers. A young man lost his wife trying to save. He went to save her and he got trapped in the trash and all that. That is all the love, the self-love, the love that he extends from himself to his partner, to his child, to his neighborhood, to helping. Once he found out that his wife didn't make it, he's still helping other people. There is a lot of love within us, the majority, and we have to continue sharing that love and then standing on our truths to actually demand for what we rightfully deserve. That's what I wanted to say for now. Oh, while we're on the same topic, I've had so many people who have been struggling mentally since the recent arrests. And we've talked about this previously where we talked about holding a space. I think it was going to be between the Good Girl and Dr. Morgan's to hold a space, and we could probably bring on some experts to help people on that space. But while we wait for that to materialize, I just thought, you know what, something has to happen. I saw Makana posted yesterday that he's struggling and he's going to stay off this off Twitter for some time. What I know is when somebody withdraws like that, sometimes they got the downward spiral. They go in a dark place and they're going to, many people are isolated at this point in time. They're going to stay there and it's going to be really, really hard to bring them back. And we know he's such, God, many people are struggling mentally. And I literally cannot sit back and not do anything. So in the coming days, I'll probably reach out to the Good Girl. I'm putting together a small community where they can access some resources as we wait for a long-term solution to avail itself, but we need to immediately help these people before it that trauma sets in. I've seen people who have long-term trauma, and it's not easy. It's not easy. So while we're pushing forward, we also need to take care of our people. We need to reach out. Whoever can reach out to him, please do. He's a man. Men struggle to share their emotions, their challenges. None of us knows what he went through and what it means to him at a deeper level, right? You might find that if somebody might have been maybe tortured, or someone might even just say something that is so painful to you that awakens a deeper pain that happened maybe many years ago, and you find that while these two people were in the same cell, they were in the same van, they were talked to by the same person, one person might find it very, very difficult because of the triggers that moment might bring onto them. So we need to look at every case individually, and we need to help our people. We need to reach out to everyone. We know people are going to be isolated. We have to be there. We have to be their strength. We have to stand with them. We have to love them. We have to give them extend that love to them so that they feel loved and they feel wanted. I'm so sorry. I beg to submit for now. But I'll reach out to Good Girl and Morgan, and that we see what we can put together. Hopefully, in the next coming few days, we will have a platform that they can log into and be able to use the resources that are there without having some people find it difficult to speak. But if there's something that they can start with for now, as we look for a long-term solution, I believe that will be helpful. I beg to submit for now. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much for that submission, and thank you for your kindness. You see, this is the Ugandan spirit. Ugandans, we are really good people, very loving, community-oriented. That's who we are. That's who we are, you know? So thank you so much. And I know Good Girl has heard you. And yes, we can all do something for each other.
Can I
Stella,
come in?
your hand is up. Yes,
Just 1 second.
yes, Stella, come in.
I have shared in the comments section. There's a lady called Dr. Eve Nakato who holds Friday Spaces. She has been wondering a lot about mental health and activism. And tomorrow at 8, I think, she has organized a space with a psychologist, a Christian psychologist, with myself and Agatha. And I think Eve has an MBCHB, so she's a medical doctor. I don't know what her specialization is. And I think in terms of beginning the conversation that mental health is difficult, but mental health, particularly in the heat of activism, is really difficult. And people don't take care about the mental health of activists. We're supposed to be strong and resilient and self-reliant and all of that. But many times it's bullshit because we are human, we are weak. The trauma of just being on the streets, the name calling, the shame, and then there's online bullying as well. And then there's your family doing this, your lover doing that. The money is not moneying. Meanwhile, the struggle is on. And people are fighting about money. So there's so many challenges. A number of people who are arrested are still struggling here. And I get night calls when people are like, man, when I sleep, I dream bad things. Otherwise, I'm not sleeping. Or I sleep and I wake up in sweats, but I'm not even sick. And so there's a space tomorrow. I think it's not like the only space that can happen. There should be very many other spaces for mental health support. And I think while we have a psychologist, I think there are all sorts of specialists that must come to share. And then I think just comrades speaking and saying it's hard, I'm struggling. It's okay for days when it's not okay, you know? In the morning, I said I was receiving calls about people who are like, man, after yesterday's Twitter space, I'm so disheartened. But when Brayo shared news about the protest while we were on this space, a few of those people who are very discouraged sent me messages in my DM to say, ooh, now I'm a bit more revived. So sometimes it's small tips like how to deal with bad news, which seems to be unending as activism goes on. But there's a space tomorrow. If you're free, 8 p.m. If you're not free, please share it with people who may, one, be experiencing a lot of anxiety, PTSD, whatever. But two, please also share it widely. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Stella, for that. I had no idea, and I'm glad you have shared. So, because we all need, God knows, we all need some therapy. You know, we do. If we are, you know, sometimes with mental health, you know, it's easy to think you're okay. It's very easy to think you're okay when actually you are not, you know. So for now, on that space, those who can, and hopefully it will be recorded for those who will not be able to be available at that time. So yeah, thank you so much for thinking through this. Oh my God, it's wonderful. Okay. Onyango, you can unmute and speak to us. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Lawrence. I want to thank everyone that is on this space and everyone that has so far submitted. I'm going to begin on mental health myself because I don't want to forget what I have to say. We really need the support. I, for one, my therapy is here on the spaces, so I am grateful. The doctors, Dr. Morgan, Florence, Good Girl, have continuously given me my required sessions. However, I do even have one of the comrades that I was talking to yesterday who had to withdraw out of town a bit to Ginger and stay off Twitter for a while because of the toll. He says the most disheartening thing is when everyone asks, how much were you given? Where are you going to contest? Where are you going to contest? But why are you doing this? There has to be a reason why you're doing it. Another separate reason besides the struggle which we hear everywhere. That is very disheartening to a lot of comrades, including myself. I've been able to develop defensive mechanisms on myself, but it is really important for the mental health aid that would really come our way. Would really appreciate. I look forward to the space that Doctor was talking about. On the other note, I'm going to talk on 3 notes. On the other note, today seeing people on the street, I had to receive a lot of calls from people asking, Did you go back? What games was there? I told him, no, this is bigger than me and you, my dear. I should be the one calling to ask whether you went, whether you were inspired by my movement on 23rd. And that has been a very, very, very good revival, a very good charge up for the comrades, kudos for those comrades, and we shall really be here to support them in all possible ways because we know what it looks like, we know what it feels, and the bravery they have exhibited, we have seen. So it is it is really very, 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 very strengthening to hear that the cause is still going strong despite all the attacks that we have gotten. Protesting in itself is an act of disobedience in order to force someone or whoever is concerned into a position of response towards things they don't want to respond to. And everything that is going on is going to force Ugandans into responding. You see, someone, today I've heard it from someone I least expect, and they said, government ya Museveni egenda kwesula yokka. Kasita atandise okweyisanga ngira bannayuganda batamukwatako. Luli yali agezaako okupretendinga. Back in the day, he used to pretend. But today, we are burying people, 30 people, and we are still digging out over 40 people under the landfill. Aribusia are celebrating a Thanksgiving. That kind of I don't care is the reason the government is going to fall. On the other hand, the kind of rising that is happening, the youth that are on the streets right now don't know me and I do not know them. I did not know them even before 23rd. This kind of uprising is what is going to restore our country. I want to refer a bit to history. We are proud of our heritage, but then was it the good girl of Florence? We are proud of these things. Uganda Museum, Kasubi Tombs, Uganda House, Sister Square, Ogana Webakao, Nenja Tujukirenti, ebintu byetutunulira ng'ebyafaayo by'eggwanga lino. Waliwo time bwe byabeereranga ye president y'abantu abaali baliwo era ne babikola ki ne babikuuma. So 30-40 years from now ffe abanaabeerawo banaaba beenyumiriza mu kibe tunaaleka abantu ne bayonoona buli kye tuyina. Sister Square bagizimbako kiosk naye ffe baagitukumya ne tugisangawo naye kati bali mugizimbako kiosk bagijuza barracks very soon waliwo okubanga waliwo alamuza ettaka eryo. So emu ku nsonga lwaki nga tulina okusituka twongere okuzuukuka nti tulina okukuuma ebyobuwangwa byaffe bino bye tutambuliramu emyaka 2 emyaka 3 abantu babisangewo. This is the history we are making. The Malcolm X's, who knows whether 30-40 years from now, if there is ever a liberation struggle, they will be quoting Dr. Sarah Nyans, they will be quoting the good girl, they will be quoting Mugi, Florence, and they will be quoting your posts because social media will keep these things here. The internet will not forget. Who knows? So my comrades, to my comrades, we need to determine how history remembers us. Tutunulira ebintu bingi benefits nyingi abagala ogende bwe abagala visa zaabwe. People are already calling us nze bali babankubira ne bambulya privileges eziri mu kyantukako. Leka tugwe okimanya woli wosabira visa bakuwerawo. Ate kamera zaakulaba gwokimanyi nti awo woli kati nowe ufuza gwetaga utazi munawe ufuza kukola mu State House. Bwana ne mubuuza aha we malogena mu State House kyekidako Uganda ekyuka ati nedda. Then there is, because the question is it better being the king of hell kubanga ne kabaka wa Geyene era ali muki mugeyena munda. So tewali nnyo njawulo wakati w'okubeera omuntu wa bulijjo mugeyena oba okubeera kabaka wa Geyena. As someone usually says on X here, that being rich in Uganda stops at your gate. Wofulumira ennyumba ebinnya jaamu enfuufu ekivundu kya mu kiteezi buli kimu kikutomererawo. And with social media byatandika tulumbe waka emirambo gy'omu kiteezi ogira bakusimyo ng'oli waka niwenyamira emmere n'ekulema okulya. Abantu abafa abantu bali ku seminti emulago obalaba. And you know there is something that is one of the things that really influenced me to join the struggle, which I already share. I will say I've been privileged. I don't know if I'm privileged or lucky, but I've been lucky to put my life a bit in order at a younger age. Now, yeah, olunaku lumwe nafuna accident ku Kampala Road. Despite it in medical insurance, yandibadde ntwala ku IHK oba Novik. Bamuzira kisabanzirusa mulago yana genda okudde ngulunga ndi casualty ku cement. So, which is better? Because at the end of the day, as you try to be the king of hell, buli wotambula osigala otambulira muliro gukwocha kyenkanyi nafe abasigadde. But however kiri erife abanaku abakimanyi nti tetulina option waliwo abadde agamba nti ye alama nti bagenda muziika Uganda wano. I will share my experience when I was going to march to Parliament on 23rd. Naleka nkoze ttaano. I have a friend. That very morning I called him and I said, you know, if you don't hear from me after midday, just know tibankute oba banzise. Na ye my properties, all my solid properties go to so and so. All my books go to so and so. My motors go to so and so. My business shares go to so and so. That is my decision. Then they said, this is this serious. I said, yeah, this is this serious. because ne batunuzaamu emundu era sayindi anasigala nkola ntambula kwa nalimbire same order nene kye tuddukira abagamba nti this is the time to secure a second passport for your children tebajja kubaziikayo bajja sigala nga bagwira Wano Uganda bwe tufuna morning ez'ennaku 5 tukungubagira muntu omu eya mawanga gye mwegomba abantu bakira mwene bakuziika zingabera sawa nnyo ez'emisana nga bali ku mulimu. As Ugandans, this is our only home. This, it is, I don't know if it is shameful or what. I have not yet been compelled to get a passport. I have done a couple of lectures online. I've done them online because I told them I would not go through the hassle of getting a passport. I want to be traveling. I'll do the lectures online. I did them. Buli wendowooza kufuluma eggwanga lino nendowooza abantu abali byemwogera embeera gye babayisaamu biki neŋŋamba eri ebintu ebyo sobola bitereza sobola ganenwana against racism in USA ne wano Uganda government esobola okugoinga toe to toe with it. So wano government gye nnako obuyinza okulonda ssemateeka wano wampeera amaanyi USA mu ssemateeka waabwe temuli muntu omunauganda asobola okujjaawo n'akyusaawo naye wano all power belongs to the people. I am the people. Lastly nga sinaba kusubmitinga waliwo njagala ku applauding idea ya self love. From day one, I've been telling you people, my reasons for joining the struggle are selfish, totally selfish, in a sense that I am making a better Uganda not for you, but for me and my children. It is very nice that it is overlapping. In a good girl, now I got a better Uganda to get better for her and her children, and probably for some more people. So our needs begin what? Overlapping. But I'm not going to sell myself out because this has no cost. A better Uganda has no cost. Me, my child knowing to after school fees and has no cost. I have been lucky. I have a degree manager and business. Nasema procurement. Managerial position. So the reason why we wake up to march is not even because we are not going to wait to become the worst of the worst people in the country in condition. Tugenda kulinda kufiira mu kasasi. Tuyina kutambula kati. Kubanga tutatambula kati emyaka 3 okuva kati tunasalawo okugumikiza tulinde tutundire ebintu. Tujja kufiira mu kasasi kati. I do not want to fault the people of Kitezi. I don't want to fault the people of Rubiji. But when we announced a march to parliament, we announced a march for every Ugandan. Nze nayingiranga muna Uganda omubazi. That was it. So the price to pay when you don't join the things that are trying to better the country is what we are seeing in Kitezi, is what we saw in Rubiji. Kati kumu abali wanasimama kulika yagala sasule banje eri kubanga dene lirimu obulamu ndabyo omuvubuka wa myaka 27 nga yafiddwa omukyala we ne baby naye naye kitaka kya musaze ne kimbikiramu n'avaamu video eyo and the algorithm works in a way the video eyo bwevuddeko ne kudako ya nabanja agagamba mangu ekitaka kijja kirina okudduka tuveewo wano nga n'okuseka. And that is the person we expect to come and consider this an emergency and operate on tension because we are saving lives. My dear, we are out for a very, very rude awakening if we are looking at those people to save us. If we do not wake up, so for abantu bomu Kitezi takawuli abutikidde bazina nsulu tebalinze tractor kujja. Naye ate omukulu naweereza abemundu nabagobawo n'ensulu zaabwe. Muveewo mugende. Because ye kyatasobola kola tayagala nafu bannayuganda tukikole. Olwokuba ye enguze mulemi okulwanyisa mu gavumenti gye yeeteerawo. Tayagala Brayo asituke atambule agende ku kkubo agirwanyisa agijjewo. Kubanga kijja kwolesa incompetence ye. Zino issues za sente zonna ezijja. Olwokuba ye alesa abantu bebe yakuŋŋaanya bayita revolutionary type ye eyembi. Olwokuba abalesi ne coming to the greed for money. They are scrambling for money everywhere. Ne mu Kitezi kati Minister Lilian about disaster preparedness. Sente zo kazi yakatayininga mupadye mu kugenda ku site. It is no consequence this will police abantu abo for most of the time jabadenga bali munjala. But that is not their language. Obochi bulira. Naye bw'ogendayo olina ofuna permit okugenda okuyamba ku bantu kubanga tebaagala okole kintu kibalabisa nti tebakola. And that is the exact reason. Because if we do not, we cease to exist, we cease to be human. Obochi bulira. Eno sawa bwe wogambira nti okay, sente zino ntwala zino kanzitwale mu Kitezi mbayambirwa mpaka kubanga government erina okulabika nti ekikola. That is why as Ugandans are demanding for the resignation because that is supposed to be what the president, a senior president yabadde ino soka. Yabadde ino soka nakuya Kisaka ne Elias Lukwago ne banne. Nabagamba I want someone to take responsibility for this. One for incompetence, I demand your resignation, especially the executive director gwe yeerondera. Obochi bulira. But because we will not do it, we shall do it for ourselves. Bana Uganda ekitu situsasi kubanga ebintu bino. Bitukola tebina balina bikola. Naye kitusa kubanga bibalemi okukola kati tujja kubyekolera kubanga at the end of the day bya affecting affe. Omuntu abatamanyi kufumba kuwaata matooke. Nga bukage gali wakati asobola kusiiba njala agafumba n'ebikuta. Katugenda fumbe gwanga n'ebikuta. Isobola okulirya paka wetu nasobola okuyiga okuliwaata naye tugenda toka tubifumbe n'ebiki n'ebikuta. Ebya ssente. ebyo tebigenda kutujja ku mulamwa. The reason why we march, none of us esente eziri mu kukalanya abantu tesobola nasasula hafu y'amabanja abamu ge tulina naye tukimanyi nti amabanja gano agamu ogikyusa. We do not require payment to clean our own houses. You clean the house, then you sit in a clean one comfortably. As I submit, I remind you, we are preparing to march on September. We are preparing to preach, to preach on the streets about the civic duty of Ugandans, beginning with September 1st. I'm finalizing with our preaching manuals. I will share more information. Prepare your way to get our preacher. Reach out to my inbox. Some comrades have even come out to say they will buy microphones and speakers for us who are going to preach. Please reach out to my inbox. Tugenda kuwulira bannayuganda kye balina okukola. Tugenda kutukiza bannayuganda nti bw'olaba enguzi awo wennyini w'oba otandikira. Oba oli mulayini eddwaliro n'olaba ng'omusawo alina gw'ayita awo wennyini w'omugambira nti tujja kulinda ani kyamongo. Oyo tajja kuyitawo. Tajja kuyitawo. Baba yagala bitambula speed agende ku parliament. We are all Ugandans. We defend this country tooth, nail, blood, and bone, and we shall rescue it regardless of what comes. I beg to submit.
Thank you so much, Onyango. Thank you for that really beautiful, encouraging submission. Thank you so much. Now, I just want to let all of you know that I can only go for another 30 minutes. I'm glad we've been here for more than 6 hours, by the way. Those of you are here from the beginning, but it's been more than 6 hours. So we'll go for another 30 minutes and then we'll have a break. Okay. And if you know these spaces, no one has a monopoly over the spaces. You start, we come. So whoever can start another space after that, that's beautiful. Beautiful. We are leaderless, but we are leaders in our own accord. Okay. All right, so we have, I think, Fresh Baba. Are you there? Are you ready to speak now?
I'm there. Thank you, Florence.
Okay.
Thank you, comrades, for all your submissions. I really appreciate for this space at this time. And those ones who have been on ever since it started. It's a great pleasure to see that you're still here. I want to thank Comrade Onyango for your submissions. You're my fellow fighter, the frontliners. I salute you. I can see Aloy Kane, the fighter, is also on. I salute you. And the rest, I think the rest went off. I saw Gideon was also there. And all comrades, all prisoners of corruption, I salute you all. Thank you so much for your submissions. I will start with, I think there's a theory. Someone said, or wrote and said that the biggest weapon for the oppressor is the mindset of the oppressed. So once you allow yourself, or you allow your mind to be used by the oppressor, you will be oppressed more. And that's why you are seeing all the kind of things happening right now, just like the issue of money. I know there are a lot which is going to emerge, because what you should know all that, I hope I'm audible, Florence.
Yes, you're audible, we can't hear you.
Oh, thank you. A lot is going to emerge because the thing we are fighting is a big war, and that is corruption. It's a virus which has been there centuries. It's not an easy thing, and remember, the perpetrators are well equipped. They have finance, they have guns, they have prisons, they have everything in their hands. So they are ready to fight back in any way. So whenever we see things happening like this, just know that they will plant some people in us to infiltrate, to try and sabotage our cause. But what I want to thank Ugandans this time, they are more informed and they are beyond their tactics, because we are used to their tactics. We know that they can use people, those who are allowed to be puppets, they are ever used, and we always see them used and dumped like toilet papers. Others end up being killed. But people, Ugandans, I wonder, they don't learn from the previous aspects. They continue to be allowed to be used by the oppressors. I don't know if this comes out because of greed of money. I don't know if it is poverty. I don't know what makes Ugandans to be cheap, so cheap like that, because this has been there for long. The issues which are going around they shouldn't divert us. I believe it's just diversions coming on our way to try and divert us from the course we are on. But Ugandans, my prayer is that let's not allow ourselves to be diverted. A certain wise man said, ebitalina makulu temubiwa makulu. So waliwo ebintu ebimu nga tebyetaagisa biwa nnyo makulu, as long as ffe tumanye ekituufu, tumanyi kye tulina okukola, tulina osigala nga tumuvinga. Regardless, we shall move. Regardless, we shall speak. And don't stop speaking out. Whenever you see a wrong thing, speak out. Naye olaba nti tekitugattako, please tokimalirako nnyo obudde. Kasita twalidde generation abantu abasomye bangi, abategeera ekyokukola bangi. So sisuubira nti they will manipulate us all, yadde nga bajja kubeerawo abamu be bagenda okukozesa like that, nga we tuzze tubiraba. Naye ffe abali ku mulamwa tusigale nga tuli solid. Let's remain fighting much as but ba comrades abamu bayogedde ne bagamba nti naye to always be on the winning side. I know amazima gakeera, I mean obulimba bukeera, amazima galwawo, naye ate we gajja gasangulawo obulimba bonna. So they will use all sorts of propaganda, as you've been hearing. When we were on, and came out say that we are used by Russians, we are used by us. Really, as you're not. And I imagine, how can a foreigner come and use you as if for you don't know the problems which are in your country, as if you're not suffering, as if you don't know that in the hospitals there are no medicine, as if you cannot see that Kampala, the face of Uganda, is rotten everywhere. Every system is rotten, and you wait for a foreigner to put money in you so that you stand up and say this and this is wrong. I can imagine, but that is the system we are moving in, and that's the regime we are in. Nti bateekawo embeera yonna okusobola okusanitizinga ekiriwo, abantu balowooze nti abaana bano abagenda ne boogera ekitali abagamba nti kino si kituufu, balina ababateekamu ssente. Era nga bwe muze muyulira ffe twava mu kkomera, abantu abasinga nga batugamba mutuwe ku ssente mwakoze. In fact, even in prison, our fellow prisoners were saying, you people mwakubye ddiiro, mutuwe ku ssente. Ne tubagamba, you people, you talk like as if you're not Ugandan. Even if you're not Ugandan, you can see what's going on in the world if you're informed. You can see what's going on in the countries. You can see the poverty. People are moving in. Ne tubagamba tetulina ssente ze twafuna. Ffe twayimirira abamu ku ffe ku bulumi bwe tulina bwe tuyitamu n'ebye tulaba ebitagenda bulungi, ng'ogenda mu ddwaliro ne bakusaba ssente ezitali ntono ng'ate gy'osuubira ofuna obuyambi because it's a government hospital, naye because of corruption bajja kugamba kino tekiriiwo, olina okyeggulira ng'ate you pay tax, tusasula emisolo. I personally nali nakava mu kkomera bwe nti wiiki eyo nnyini URNS bangamba waliwo nti ne KCC yaliwo kugalawo business obulira omusolo bulumi nga batonnya kuyatonnya weka tukeka benefiting nga musolo ffe tuyanira abaana bangi bali mu Kampala batuyana batoba ne basasula omusolo ninga tebafuna ekyo ekiva musolo because of the corrupt individuals in this government who are enjoying everything, who are embezzling everything. Ekyaniyambye bana wa inchi abantu ba wansi nabo ne bawulira nti omusolo gwe bawa gubayamba. So those are the things which always motivate Ugandans to go on street and say this is enough. Enough is enough. We've suffered a lot. And you people, this is not going on well. Now, like the issue of Chitez, we've lost lives. It's unfortunate that we've lost lives of our fellow Ugandans in a very ashaming way. You can imagine Monsio Nano Tunuri and Kasasiro yassa abantu. It is so ashaming. Chiswaza in this generation. Chiswaza nyo. Ne because abantu abatukulembera oba abatufuga, in fact abatukulembera abatufuga kubanga batufugisa mondo. Si bakulembeze. Abakulembeze they don't act like that. Naye bano bafuzi. Omufuzi akozesa force. That's why you see guns everywhere. Bichimu kirala kubabo. In fact nabo be bakulembeze bamwe. Naye fenga ban wano nabali diaspora. It's a total shame. Because byonna bijja lwakuba nti abantu abali but they don't mind about the wananchi. They don't mind. Wano we babogera mu media baagala nnyo kola amawulire dewulu pretending nga we bafaayo nnyo nga they have good plans for Ugandans, but in actual sense there is no implementations at all. Buli sente ze tuwaayo ng'omusolo ze batwala ne bakola ebyawe mu birabo ebigenda round omuntu akoze ebintu mu kaseera akatono nnyo ebintu byakoze bya billions and billions. IGG wavaayo n'agamba let's do life audit, omukulu n'agamba no, genda mpola abantu bange kasita bazibba ate ne bainvestinga wano. Nebyo biba investinga it's not public. Si buli omuntu agenda biganyirwamu, si buli omuntu agenda because kuba oli wabba n'azimba eddwaliro lye oba n'azimba essomero lye era ajja kukyajinga ssente gwe oba otuteyo omulwaddeyo oba omwana wo, kitegeeza ye asigala benefiting hamwe n'abantu be. Naye because abatufuga nga njogedde nti bo tebafaayo oba mufa oba mukola ki okudaala yabafudde nga byenje bitalina kitugasa ye n'akifuula joke n'akifuula TikTok likes, which is okay to her. Naye I'm telling you people, time has come. This is a revolution. Mulaba ensi zonna zisituse. It's a revolution going around the world. So abantu abali mu bukulembeze, if you don't sort yourself, the world is going to sort you out. Ensi egenda bajaging, egenda basorting out. Kubanga kino ekisituse tekibangawo mu nsi yonna. I personally had never involved myself in any activity, in any activism, but I was motivated because I've been boiling inside me because of the pain I have inside me, boiling on me to the extent in Natukanga I can't withstand it. I protested peacefully, and as we always preach that we are peaceful, we are leaderless, we are tribalist, but we are Ugandans. It's what joins us. Whether you're here, whether you're abroad, we remain Ugandans, and we have to fight for our nation. And I want to thank all Ugandans who contributed for our cause and who are still contributing. Please don't give up. You know, just they want to divert us to Vekulamwa, abada contributing amongere mo vendala alowooze nti kyetuliko tekiri serious. Naye kyenno bagamba ezo zonna diversions twazimanyira posing atoli mu Uganda. Ebyo byonna babiteekawo bagenda tu planting amu abantu bangi every time. Nga baagala baleetawo confusion mu ffe bennyini. Bagenda n'okugula abamu be tubadde tukkiririzaamu nnyo nga tubalaba nti babanoonye babateekemu akasente mubalabe nga batandise okwogera ebitagasa, nga batandise okukyusa ennimi zaabwe. Naye Bayibuli egamba nti tunaabalabiranga ku bikolwa byabwe. So twegendereze nga bannayuganda, tujja balaba bonna ku bikolwa byabwe, neffe tusigale ne we tunaasigala omuntu omu oba babiri, kuba bagamba nti buli w'oyimirira ku mazima oyimiriranga bw'omu, era tosuubirangayo muntu omulala okusapootinga. Yimirira obw'omu, yimirira ku mazima, amazima gajja kuwanguza era amazima gajja kufuula ow'eddembe. Tumanyi tuli baavu nga we batufudde because eyo tactic yawe nti balina otufuula abaavu so that we are vulnerable to them, basobole otukozesa buli kye twagala. Naye abamu kufe yadde tuli baavu, naye tetujja kukkiriza kutunuulira nsi yaffe ng'eggwawo nga tugiraba olw'abantu abatono nnyo we bati abeeyagaliza abalina omululu, omuntu n'obba ssente ezisobola okuzimba amalwaliro nga Kiruddu nga 4, gwe omuntu omu n'ogalya n'otabeeramu na mutima gulumirirwa Abannayuganda banno. Nze sometimes I ask myself, abantu balina mitima ki? Emitima gyabwe girowooza ki egitalumirirwa abantu balala? Kugamba bo nga beefaako bokka na bokka nga tebalowooza ku bantu balala. Yes, g'osobola okuba obulungi ne family yo n'abantu b'omusobola okwaffordinga buli kimu, but you're living in this world where everything is in a mess. Era one day you'll be a victim, oba your family member will be a victim. I'm telling you, kubanga muganya okola enguudo, kubanga mwe mulina motoka nnene. In fact waliwo omeya balaata n'agamba ffe tulina motoka nnene newe zigwa mu binnya shock absorbers zaffe z'amaanyi tezijja kutuka, naye abavuga buno buvitiizi obutono mujja kusiiba nnyo mu garage. Kugamba olaba enjogera ya they are very arrogant, they don't mind, that's why tebafaayo nakola nguudo mu Kampala ne mu bibuga ebirala, kubanga bo balina emotoka ennene zirandi cruisers V8 ne weegwa mu kinnya bagamba bo tebalina kye bawulira. Ne mbakakasa nti one day they are going to fall a victim of their own deeds, nti bagenda kifiiramu kubanga Bannayuganda bangi bafiiridde mu bubenje olw'enguudo embi. Yadde wano buli kaseera bayisa budget sente nyingi okukola enguudo ne bazibba. Buli financial ya bayisa sente nyingi ogenda mu malwaliro ne bazibba. Recent bayisa sente ogenda mu malwaliro mu agriculture ne bavaayo ate ne bagamba muziweroko obuwumbi 3 nga zandikoze malwaliro zandikoze mu agriculture ne bazidivertinga mu companies zaabwe, because all these companies are theirs. Yadde nga batubuzaabuza ne bateekawo embeera, but they are companies and they are the beneficiaries and their families, not Ugandans. So obulumi bungi Bannayuganda bwe tulina. Ne I want to thank also ba comrades abagenze ku street again ne ba raising amalowoozi ga Bannayuganda nga bagamba stop corruption, Anita must resign, all corrupt officials must resign. Batuleke kubanga eggwanga balibbye ekimala, tukooye obulumi bungi, buli woyita abantu bakaaba, abantu banaku, abantu basula njala, naye lw'abantu abatono nnyo abeeyagaliza ennyo abatafaayo. Naye time has come and time is now. Generation Z esituse egamba enough is a knife. Bwe muwulira mubulire. Abakristaayo bagamba nti bwe muwulira omwoyo kyagamba ekkanisa. So banaye nja kusaba nkomaawo, ebyokwogera bingi naye ba comrades bangi abaagala okuparticipatinga. I want to thank you so much, Florence, for hosting us, and the good girl. I want to salute Dr. Stella Nyans for being there always, and everyone who has contributed in any way. Obo yogedde bwogezi kigambo nga kigatta ku lutalo lwe tulimu. I appreciate you. Obo waddeyo kasente ko bambi, I appreciate you. Some of us, we are very grateful for the contributions you made for us in masobola otuyirawo mubiri ne tusobola okuva mu makomera yadde nga tukyali mu kooti naye tumanyi tujja kuwangula because tetulina musango, byonna bye twakola biri mu mateeka, tetuli out of mateeka, twayita mateeka, police ne tuginforminga naye negaana ng'enkola yaabwe because we are used to them. Tetulina kusaba lukusa eri police, tulina ba informinga, twaba informinga naye ne bagaana. So we are used to their ways, and sometimes obasaasira nabo because they are used. Naddala bano ba juniors, they are just used. They are used by the regime. Naye we shall overcome, we shall all overcome. Nze kyembasaba ffenna tukwatire wamu tulwanyise omulabe omu tuwangule. For God and my country, I salute you. I thank you so much. I beg to submit. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Fresh Baba, for that submission. Thank you so much. Yeah, I will speak. I will just give a recap. I'll make comments at the end of it. We are closing soon, so I'm going to request Bambi. I wish. Okay, yeah, Mugisha, you're going to speak, but I really want to request because I do want to end this space at the top of the hour. So please be kind. Mugisha, unmute and speak to us.
Okay, thank you very much, Florence. For me, I will take only 2 minutes. And the first thing is, let's emulate what Dr. Stella already told us. Let's be so wise when we are doing what we are doing. Because time has taught us. Time is the best teacher. Since 23rd and even before 23rd, we have learned. Today, our comrades went on street and they were at Jubilee House. They reached even at Jubilee House. How did they do it? That's a question we should ask ourselves, and it should energize us more. Tulina okwongera okumanya n'okutegeera mu bwongo bwaffe. Lwaki ntandise bagamba tubeere bagezi ng'obwana bw'omusota. Bangi si bannaffe naye ate bangi bannaffe. Use your head, use your pain. Let it motivate you to go to the street. Let us not follow what people speak. Tujjemu ebyo ebitufuelinga to act. Ebyo bitatufuelinga to act, tubiteeke ebbali. Bangi bajja kujja wano bawe submissions ennungi naye nga they are in a hypocritic way of life. You know, nze ndikagumba ndakira. Many people will come on these spaces, they will make good submissions, and they will backstab us. But let it not stop us from acting. Ekyo tekitulemesa kutwala mu maaso kye twagala kukola. Abantu abamu bajja wano mu space ajja kujja ayogera ebintu ebirungi ennyo era ebiwoomera amatu. Bwamala agenda creating a WhatsApp group akolereyo akavuyo amala akalete ku Twitter space. Budugalo gyatali, Florence gyatali, Dokita gyatali, atajje wano atandika amala arranging obuzibu eri ate abuleeta abukasuke mu spaces. Twegendereza abantu abo amaaso gaffe gabeere moogi. Si buli ayogera obulungi wano ku space nti nno buli kyayogedde ojja kifollowinga. Kozesa obwongo bwo, kozesa omutima gwo, kozesa self-love. The good thing, Florence, I just say self-love is key. The self-love for your country, let it fuel the energy for you to go on street. Madam Taita mu comment section nenda bayo posta ya 9. Time has taught us. Abantu abamu kati tubategedde n'engeri y'okupenetrating amu tugitegedde. Tutandika okweteekateeka. Let's motivate ourselves for the bigger thing to come ahead. The Gaja, the 28th, the 9th, we still have a lot of programs ahead. The Tuesday and Thursdays, the street preaching with my brother Onyango. Let us keep ourselves focused because sustainability is key. Nebwe tuba tugenze fa abali mu organizations, bogenze okusaba grant bakugamba, what is your sustainability plan? If you don't have a better sustainability plan, tebajja kuwa funding. Ngenze mu lulimi organization. Kati wano naffe we are organizing. What is our sustainability plan? The love for our country, the self-love. Putting aside individualism, knowing that this government is wise, it will implant people from day one in us, and in the long run, the sleeper cells, they will start acting. Njagala basaba abalina zi WhatsApp group. Mu WhatsApp group munyumye mukumbozi zammwe teri abagana kula WhatsApp group. Discuss your own matters, but matters ezikwatagana ku movement, let it be on the spaces at least. Kubanga mu WhatsApp spaces tevuddeeyo kalungi konna okujjako buli ekivaayo ne kijja ku space kireeta confusion na ntalo. Buli lwe tuna engaging mu small petty talks ate talks ezimu zivudde ku space waliyo ate gundi WhatsApp groups 5 ate mwene wavudde that means we tuba losing the credibility and one collection of voices. We should have a collective voice whereby we all speak, and when we speak the ground shakes. Tujjemu ebintu bya individualism, self importance. We should focus. Kino ekintu kye tulimu kinene nnyo nga mmaliriza Florence nkimanyi oyagala kusigalawo space nga mmaliriza kino ekintu kibalemye okuhandolinga abasajja ba gavumenti olw'ensonga olwa zayigoti gye twacreatinga. Abaana leero bavuddeyo ne bagenda ku street nga teri amanyi. They broke out from the skies and were on street. Bako balese ebya sente nabyo tubyeze tubitadde bali because doctor yatugamba we should speak. We tutabyogera kwa nasajja bamanyi okujjana ne bakugamba tembyogerako bijja tubiteka wansi wa gundi wa carpet. We tutabyogerako bijja kukukulira bwe bikukulira ate bitufubi tuviremu akabasa. Naye buli lebijja ne tubyogerako ne tubikasuka ebbali ne tusigala nga tutambula kibongera okutya ne bagamba nti bana abaana nga bali solid bana abantu nga bali solid bano ba Dr. Stella nga bali solid. We should learn to speak, put things aside, move one way. We should have collective voices. We should know the hypocrites in this struggle, but not face them directly if it will cause havoc in the spaces and everywhere. We should learn how to handle them. Nga tuje bali nga jana yogera no galero no aswadde zikiza piki twogera oluzungu fe nga tweyongerayo mulandi kuluza. Thank you very much Florence. Ndowooza ne bwentema.
Thank you, Mugi. Thank you for your submission. Kakati, I have 4 speakers. Kitegeeza nti mwenna, you are going to use at least one minute, Bambi. I need a break. Okay. Now okay. Noted. All right, DJ Abdu.
Hello.
You can pick the mic.
Likiriya mumpulira.
No, Likiriya ne Bambi. Kati, don't ask for the mic. I'll ask Gadje. Let's have this one. Then others will speak on the next page. Okay. Thank you so much for your understanding. All right, DJ Abdu, go ahead. Yeah.
Kankozesa ndowooza dakiika emu n'abalala boogere musiibye mujja mwasoza ekikulu kya byonna ekindeese wano byonna bye nandyogedde babyogedde naye njagala okubajjukiza ennaku z'omwezi 9 ennaku z'omwezi 28 ku lwokubiri ku lwokuna nnaku za kuprotestinga bannange saagala twerabire tuzipositinge tulipositinge tulitwitinge tulayikinge tusharinge information tulabe ng'etambula etuuka buli weerina okukola ki okutuuka ndowooza sirina bingi nnyo abalala kambaleke boogera abalina ebirowoozo ebisingako ebyange neyanziza
Ebyana kino kyogedde kibadde kikulu nnyo. It's been actually one of the things I was going to say when I'm closing. So thank you so much. Kati omulala ajjako Jaymo 1 minute. Okay. Jaymo oli? Kati oyeebuzaabuza ayinza obutafuna mic. Unmute and speak to us. Jaymo? Network. Mtawanyiza mukazi watona kwa lwaleero. Mtawanyiza nnyo mukasa. Unmute nga Jaymo.
Wanji.
Unmute and speak to us.
Mbalamusiza webale omulamu gwa Self Love Florence and thanks to everyone who have submitted. Bana mwebale kulemerako. There is a statement from the book that I don't like but I read it anyway. When the righteous are in authority the people rejoice, but when the wicked bears rule the people mourn. It is in Proverbs 2:92. So abatufuga they are wicked people. Era batukoze buli kibi kyonna kyonna. In fact singa oba osoma mu history n'otandika okukola research all the bad governments that ever existed wayinza okuba toyina government yogenda comparinga nayo Museveni batusobodde, but I'm going to send a warning to them, or I'm going to be very serious in telling them that we are going to come for them. We are coming. We are not going to stop. We are going to study them. We are going to study every blood that they hold so that we fight them. We are going to fight. We will fight because we are at war. And in wars we should muntalo tubane solima. Muntalo tubera ne bayita ba prisoners of war. Muntalo tubera ne bayita ba MIA missing in action. So everything is going to happen, but we are not going to stop. We are going to fight the people who are stealing from us. We are going to fight the people who don't love us. We are going to fight the people who have deprived our nation, and we shall win. I have 1 minute and I want to stop here, but I have a lot to say like in the next space. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mukasa. Thank you so much. Yes, it must be clear, the warning. If it's not clear, we shall show them. All right, Jace, 1 minute. Yeah.
Hey, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible now, but can network kanyenyezaamu awo.
Okay,
You're
okay.
audible, yes.
Okay, guys, mwebale kuweereza. I want to confirm what Mr. Mugisha said. They think we gave up. And they think all of this saga that are going on, the death of Milundi and what happened in Chitezi, that we are going to give up. They think by the end of those things, we shall be down, not anymore the saga of corruption. But we are telling them, we are still on the track and we are still coming. Let them expect us at any time. We are still here. We are not going anywhere until there is the resignation of Anita Mong. We want him out of the parliament. We want her out of the parliament. We no longer want to deal with anybody. And whoever has been in the circle of corruption, just know that we are on your door. We are on your door. You better check yourself whether you resign before we come or we come for you. Because they know that we are not going to give up. That's why they bring out different things. They bring out different categories of propaganda. Like even they go in the inbox of those people who went on the street on 23rd to protest. They go there and tell them, your friends came to State House, they met with him 7, for them they were given money. And when someone who went on the street on 23rd to protest, when he hears that, she or he gets down, feel that he or she has been betrayed. But let us tell you, whoever went to protest because he wanted him 7, he wanted to be seen by him 7, your cake is done. Yeah, you have shared your cake. For us, we are coming. We are informing Anita and your fellow thieves that we are coming. We are not yet done until you resign. We are still on track. Guys, let's not give up because those people are not. And once you see them bringing up propaganda, propaganda. Let me tell you, even Museveni, I'm assuring you this. Oyo musajja ayinza okuba nga tagenda nakufa naye nga Museveni ekyabantu era kiri ku programu nti bwe tunaviira mu ssaaga za mirundi UPDF egenda kuba etekinze over Kiteezi nga tewakyali muntu n'omu akkirizibwa ne Red Cross bagenda gigobayo kuba baagala kweka a number of people who have died from there. N'otunuulira nti bali mu kuliyirira abantu with 5 millions. How can it happen? Can you imagine someone has lost life, has lost property, has lost everything, and you're giving him all her 5 million, but you're going to Gulu 5 billion. Every sitting 5 billion, and they're going to be paid. We can't accept that. And let's wake up, let's raise up and fight for our freedom. Let's love our country. That day you will realize that the love for your country, not to be selfish that my family, my children, just know that you can get an accident and you leave them behind. Who will take care of them? Let's have love for our country. I beg to submit. Thank you.
Oh my God, you just said something. Omanya abantu bali mu kupakira bisawo bya ssente yo wansi simanyi mu savings simanyi ki. But the best thing you can leave for your children is a working system. Working system. That is it. Ebyo bisawo bya ssente bikukula bigenda badibirira at some point. But give them the working systems. They can survive through these systems. The system can look after its people if it's a right system. And that's what we are fighting for. Thank you so much, Joyce, for reminding us that. Thank you. Now, I'll let my co-host speak. Thank you, good girl. Stella Bamkas. Stella, if you want to say anything, just do me the emoji, then I'll give you, I'll send you the mic. Or let me just send, if you want to speak, then you can just, I couldn't invite you to co-host again for some reason. And they, I don't know, messed up with things. I couldn't. So I've sent you the speak invite if you want to speak. But meanwhile, good girl, please speak to us. Thank you so much.
Kino ze kirabanga kwa muntu okwa munaka kebe 8 hours yezoka.
Neno tunawo nga to complaining.
But wanga yo complaining nga bakuru we balinzani. Self-love also involves being patient. So kumanya when you have to start and when to stop. You need so now Florence Obrandeka. Well, guys, I think I'm glad I didn't speak for all this long. After listening to so many people speak, yeah, I think someone said this is therapy. I think spaces are therapy to me as well. To those who find these spaces therapeutic, I'm one of them. After listening to people and everything that has been said and done, I think I'm okay and good to go. Thank you for the speakers. Thank you for the submissions. Thank you, Florence, for holding this space. Dr. Stella, as we give people flowers, for you deserve a whole garden, because I mean, I saw someone was saying, for you guys, you just holding spaces. These spaces are draining as hell. So I'm glad that Dr. Stella is here to hold up. Sometimes in this track, one thing that I'm going to talk about is if we learn to know that whatever someone is doing is as good enough as what you're doing, then we will move forward. I think what has affected us most is thinking that some people did too much and others did less, and others are more important and others are less important. But for this whole thing to succeed, we should understand that this is a collective effort. If Dr. Stella is not here every morning to wake us up and during those times, we would probably be lost by now. But the fact that they woke up every single morning, left whatever they were doing, come and tell us that, guys, you know what, there is much to Parliament. If those spaces didn't happen, probably would wake up and get lost. Probably would wake up and have to do some other things. But the fact that we had those two commanders in the morning tell us, guys, you have a mission to complete, perhaps we'll be lost, we'll get diverted. So as we do all this, we should understand that whatever everyone is doing is as important as what you are doing. I don't know if that makes sense, Florence, because I think it is the egos. We're all feeding our egos. We're all feeding our we all want to be seen, we all want to shine, we all want to do this. But there are small things that people did that you don't know what it means. You see that Florence, there's a time we'll be holding these spaces and we're all stressed, but she would come in, give us this vibe, give us this energy. This, if Florence maybe was not that, give us that vibe, that energy, that guys keep pushing it going, perhaps we would not even get where we are. There's a time Mugisha came and spoke in 1,000 languages, only one people. Perhaps if she didn't do that, maybe we would not succeed as much as we would. Some people that were on the street were called through these spaces. We preached, we preached like our lungs out, to make people understand that we've got to fight. So before you underestimate someone who comes and takes steps, Florence told us before this space that she had to put a lot of things to stop so that she holds the space for all of us. So if we don't appreciate that and think that me who has been hosting with her, I'm doing much more than what she was doing, then we are so wrong. When we were starting, Dr. Stella actually was preaching about us. I don't know what time happened then, but one thing I remember is she was telling us that if you think the person who is diaspora is doing less and you who's on ground you're doing more, then you're so wrong. Because the man you're fighting for, probably she had to take a few hours to work for it so that she donates to you, so that you have something to fight about. So people who think that being on ground or being on the street that they was more important than people who did not show up should be rethinking everything about this whole movement. Because even the money you're fighting for, someone had to take time off the space and say, guys, we need money, please give us the money. You know what that means? So in other words, all I'm saying is let's appreciate one another, move together, because we have equal stake in all this. If we are fighting for a Uganda that appreciates all of us and giving us equal opportunities, then you must look at others as equal to you, not as more important than anyone else. Because what you can yield from seeing other people less than you or important than you is what will breed the bad leadership that we have today. That you think because you're staying in Muyenga, those people in Chezi are not worth it. You were all complaining about the Prime Minister going and laughing about the people of Chezi. Because she doesn't find the value that the people of Chezi, she doesn't care even if they all die. She doesn't see them as Ugandans. And it is the same thing, small, it did not start from there. She started somewhere. Just like we're starting here to think I'm more important than the rest of us. I'm more important. You put yourself first. I know we're talking about self-love, but self-love also means loving yourself too much that you need others to be loved. It's not about you. You can't be the center of everything. Anyway, my host, I know you're tired. But Dr. Stella, please take over because I know I can speak non-stop, so I'll stop here, guys. But the conversation doesn't stop. We're going to open another space and we will have to talk. Some of us are talented in talking. I can talk the whole day. There's someone else who can't do it. I can speak and people will listen. Maybe if I gave you this job and I went to the street, I will not deliver. And if you came to host these spaces, probably you could also not hold it for 6 hours like Florence did. So let's appreciate one another. As simple as that. Dr. Stella, the mic is yours.
Before Stella, before you go, I don't know, did you ever speak? Because I want it to be next to me. Polly, I don't know, did you speak? Have you spoken?
I haven't spoken, dear.
Okay, 1 minute.
Just 1 minute.
And then, just 1 minute.
Yeah.
Now, speak 1 minute and then we give her 2 1 minute. And then Stella will speak next to me, then I'll close, okay?
Okay, thank you, dear. Mbadde njagala kwebaza for holding this space for these hours. Nayenga, the thing is, nze kyenjagala okuleta on table. money can't buy love. However money you have, money will never buy love. Bannayuganda tulina okitegeera. Ngera bwe nagambye east or west, home is best. Naye money can't buy love. Kadaba Museveni ne gunzi be ekibatawaanya. They have a lot of money they've stolen from Ugandans. Yet they are not happy. They are not happy. Kubanga nabo tebalina their country at heart, where they come from. Kubanga I'm not going to say that they come from Uganda. They are not from Uganda. They happen to be in Uganda, but they are illegal in Uganda. Naye, however money you have, you cannot buy love. That's my recording. Mark. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for it, Bigirwa. Bigirwa? Connecting. Okay. Abudenako. Okay. Very good. Now we are on Stella, you're next. Thank you so much for being patient. Thank you.
Right, so thank you for holding the space. Okuva kumacha, wagambe it's your first space, Florence. Okuhostinga, so thank you for hosting your embuzi kati tujikujeko. Tochali mbeerera mu hostinga spaces. Mukama yeebazibwe.
Let us say that it's not my first space to be held ever. I've held so many spaces. I meant for this March to Parliament.
I think it's the same.
Hosting, I've been for hosting.
It's the same spirit in which I said it. That for the March to Parliament. Okay. Chembadde ngamba spaces zendala zonna tezinkwatako nnyo kubanga saa zirimu wadde ezimu nazimanyangako. So I was thinking in terms of the March to Parliament. This for me was seminal because a lot of what we've been doing is talking about the organizing, talking about the enemy, talking about the process outside there. But I think today has been important kubanga tweyogeddeko tuli bantu, struggles zaffe, ekyatuleeta, obunafu bwaffe, our weaknesses, our strengths, and I think it's been a very good time to stop and look inward, tunyige ku masira kubanga mwegali. Good girl agambye she's been gathering her anger, obusungu bugenze bukakkana mpola mpola, and I believe in talk therapy. Abagamba nti spaces don't work for them. I respect that, but for some of us you just need to talk and release some energy. A problem shared is a problem halved, some people say. But what I wanted to share in conclusion for me is, as people were speaking, I thought, would it be lovely in 2025, July 23rd, so a year from our first protest, if we met again, and just looked back, and the first protest, not the first spaces, but the first protest, 23rd July. So we do like an annual celebration on Twitter. We have the Ugandans on Twitter president or whatever, the parliament, March to Parliament people. We remember our dead comrades, because some of us together, we remember those who are in jail. Some people will be in jail 2 times, 5 times, 10 times. But we also think about our wins in a year's time, and then in 5 years' time. And then Uganda impia daletalina corruption in 10 years' time. After a year, how many of us will still be working against corruption? How many of us and they've dropped off, How many people are leaving the spaces and will come back stronger? How many people are living forever and they'll never come back, they'll become corrupt? So I was thinking in terms of the work we are doing, that for me, it's a journey. It's maybe even a lifetime call. It's a lifetime call to each of us. How we were recruited, our experiences recruited us into this moment. And I think for me, I want to end on that note, Florence, of self-love. I think self-love, the call is for us to keep walking against corruption. It doesn't matter what happens tomorrow. You keep walking against corruption, that we build a consciousness, a collective movement of people. Fresh baba, good girl, Mukisha aliyo jali naye nga ffenna tuli mu movement, movement, but street preacher preachinga, but not a preachinga tudda walikuwa yatagamba ekyenguzi nno. And so I was just thinking about the future. It's very possible to think about the present and get stuck. But sometimes the way I elevate myself is to dream and envision, and people have boards. So for me, I was thinking, wow, in a year's time, how much will we have achieved? And if you have a long-term perspective, in 1 year's time, nanjagadde okubanga nkyali ku course, oba Twitter bagigobye Uganda oba kweri, oba Florence achatuyita oba tatuyise, oba Good Girl ne Morgan bahostinga bombi oba baawukanye, oba Mugisha awasizza omusheshe we oba tamuwasizza. I would want in a year's time, at least, short-term goal for me, 1 year. So tomorrow, what happens tomorrow? Si kikulu nnyo. What happens next week? Si kikulu nnyo kubanga nze nduubiridde July 23rd, 2025. And maybe in terms of convenings, maybe we should have our first annual meeting in July 2025. Tulabe kitutuuseeko. LM Dada ayinza okuba nkyayogera naye oba tuyinza okuba twayomba nga namulangira erinnya lye erya Dada. Nange nannangira ati naye gwe kikazi gwe otwesibako, It would be good to think in terms of the long perspective. And for me, that I think will help us realize that what happens right now is important, but it's not the overall picture. Overall, 50 years from now, I would want to still be an anti-corruption crusader. So maybe for us, tutandika butandisi nga Mujimatini, ndaba obuzzukulu bwe, nabo bulaba abawala bange, nga ffenna tukyali mu anti-corruption march. Mujimatini ayinza n'okuba talina mukyala gw'alowoozako right now. But nze ndowooza mu nsigo z'abaana be zizadde, And so as we end, because Florence, you're tired, yes, we need breaks. Taking a holiday is important. Going away from Twitter is important. because we also have lives to lead. So for me, in my case, I'm going to go and make my bed. I woke up and left, went to the house. Now I'm going to go back and make my bed. That is life in terms of Twitter Spaces. Good girl, thank you for the flowers. Sometimes me, I get tired of Spaces, but it's very good when someone says, thank you, Stella. Thank you, LM Dada, for the Spaces you did in the morning. Those Spaces were hard. It was hard work. And I remember when Florence suggested to work with Florence, I thought, if I wake up to work with a woman, I will not work. I want to listen to a man's voice in the morning. So LM Dada, I also appreciate you because it's very hard to work with me. Me, I keep time. And yeah, I also like to have structure. We worked together. Thank you very much. I hope we work some more in the future. And people, if I die today or tomorrow or next year, if I don't reach July 23rd, 2025, please hold a meeting to say much to Parliament on Twitter Spaces. And it would be good in the morning if, at one point, LM Dada held it, then Morgan and Good Girl, you hold it, then Stop Corruption and Bainawe Bakurawa will be, then Roger, there was Roger, the guy who talked about taking rubbish to MPs. But thank you so much for holding the space, Florence. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Stella. Okay, now I wasn't planning on any speaker, but I don't like leaving someone hanging. So, Dr. James, ngenda kuwayo edachika 1 minute, because I don't know what you are going to say. I do not want to be the one blocking the voice of God. So 1 minute, please, and yes, that will be it. James? Toriyo. Dr. James.
Oh, I thought you'd not even give me a microphone.
Yeah, I don't want to be the one blocking the voice of God. I don't know what you're going to say. Maybe it is the one that is going to help us throw Anita out. So
No,
in 1 minute you can say it.
I didn't intend to pick a microphone because I was just listening. Sometimes I just want to listen because it is stressing, especially in my environment, to continue picking. You are looking at patients at the same time you're picking a microphone to speak. Both are stressing. But I just wanted to mention that I have been fighting since 1988 because my fight started when I was going to the bank. And money and my school fees, actually, it changed my life ever since. My school fees, imagine, ofumbia waraji wa money, omwenge. No funable school fees go to bank. And then you are waylaid by UP. They were not UPDF, then they were called NRA. On the way, they picked my school fees. It was 186,000, and I was in Essex. It changed my life forever. They were asking me, you are the people who fund rebels. That's what they said. 88. You are the people who fund rebels. I've been fighting those guys from 1988. Like, you cannot abduct somebody in Busia because of what I put on the ground. You cannot drive a drone in Busia and you survive. Who will fight you? So resilience is what I wanted to mention, because if I've been doing it since 1988, if you have done it for 2 weeks or 1 month, why do you give up? I just want to talk about resilience. 1988 changed me up to this day. I'm fighting for justice. My money, school fees, 186. I can't even forget it. Yes, thank you for hosting. Florence, I think we were together last evening. Imagine we were together last evening and I come up in the morning and find you there. It's early morning in the USA. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, James. Definitely resilience, and I think we need that right now. We do. Because there are a few people who are at the verge of giving up, at the verge, they don't know what to do next, a bit disappointed and things like that. So I'm glad. At first, I was like, okay, I need to hold this space. I do need to hold this space. But now, right now, when I'm closing it, I realize it was really important. It was very important. From all your comments and from all your submissions. Thank you so much for making it worthy, Yeah. Now, as we conclude, there are those who are not here when we were starting, and we talked about self-love. I'm just recapping. Self-love, that appreciation for yourself, that feeling positive. It goes hand in hand with understanding your own values. Okay? So you must know yourself so well. You must know you're worthy. You must know you're hopeful. It doesn't matter. It has to start with us, because let me tell you, the world is going to be cruel. This regime is cruel. It's going to make us question who we are and make us feel worthless. It's actually making us feel worthless, that we are insignificant, that we not value, they can deal with us in any way. That as that kind of thing. But it's up to us to go back within ourselves and know who we are and what we deserve. And with self-love, feeling positive towards ourselves, it's going to help us be motivated to take action. It's going to empower us to take risks and say no to things that don't work for us. This is how we take care of ourselves. This self-love is what is going to help us be resilient. It's what is going to help us be anchored. It's what is going to help us know where we are going. So that whatever happens on the way, these winds that stray us east, west, south, north, up and down, They are going to find as well